Hello guys and welcome back to another UCL fantasy video. Today is the third installment of the best position players by position that I'm doing before the start of the season, and today we're going to speak about midfielders. Now, how I'm going to split the midfielders, it's going to be pretty similar to what we had last time around. It's going to be, first of all, it's going to be more expensive players, premiums up until 9 million, then we go from 8.5 to 7, and then from 6.5 and below we're going to go team by team in order to discuss every player that is viable from those teams. Starting with the most expensive players without wasting any time, we start with the most expensive one, and that's Mohamed Salah. Now Mohamed Salah has an updated attack. I don't know yet if it's going to be better or not. By the looks of it, it might be already better, but still there is Gakpo, Salah, Isaac, and Ekitike fighting for those 4 spots. Salah is going to be irreplaceable, let's be real, but I think that his appeal drops a bit, so I would be hesitant to start with Salah. Moving to Yamal, currently in my squad, probably one of the best players in the world at the moment. He is playing very well. He has been delivering goals or assists in every game that he has started so far this season. And they've scored, of course. So yeah, I think that Yamal is I would say it's a must own. Yeah, I would say that he is a must-own, and the fixture run up until 4, it's very favorable to him. Newcastle and PSG not that exciting, but then Olympiacos and Bruges, I would say, are a very easy opponents for Barcelona. Rafinha is another player that you can opt for, but doubling up on Barcelona players against Newcastle and PSG in attack might feel a little bit I wouldn't say that this is a good fit to start doing it. So for now, Rafi is going to be out of my team. But if you cannot afford Yamal, Rafi is a good alternative. Vini Jr., probably a good player to start the season with. Now he's a midfielder. He is genuinely a forward, but yeah, probably I would just start with Mbappe up front, and Vini will be a second fiddle to my team. Saka for now, he is injured, so I would avoid for the start of the season. But from probably match day 2 onwards, especially at the end with match day 6 and 8, I think that Saka is a very viable option. Palmer as well, currently he is injured. Thankfully he has a tough game against Bayern Munich, so you're not missing a lot. But then Benfica, Ajax and Karabakh are teams that I would take a look at and bring Cole Palmer probably against them. Florian Wirtz, not as exciting as expected as of yet, so for now he is on a void. And Musiala is injured until October, so sadly, probably until November as well, so sadly he will miss the start of the season. So from the expensive players, I like Yamal, Rafinha, and probably Vini, but that's it. Salah, you can add him to the list, but it's Yamal and everyone else. Apart from him, I don't think it's worth going for. Moving then to the 8.5 midfielders. Now we are stating the mid-price player. We start with Bellingham. Currently injured, back in training, but I would not start the season with him. So Bellingham is on a void. Rodrigo not utilized at all in Real Madrid, so at the moment it's an avoid for me. Odegaard, I think that price is heavily overpriced. I don't see him bringing that many points, so he is an avoid for me. Desiree Doué, sadly he is injured for now, so I would be avoiding Doué. Ulize is the most underrated player in my eyes. I was expecting him to be the same price as Saka and Palmer, or at least as Musiala, but he's 1 million cheaper, so this is the first guy that I would say is a great addition to your team at the price of 8 million. I know it's Chelsea in the first fixture, and Chelsea played really well against stronger oppositions in the Club World Cup, but after that, Pafos and Bruges, so I would say Ulize is a great target to invest into. Another great player that you can get is Kvaratskhelia. Amazing asset, not injured, so he's going to be playing probably it's Barcola, Ramos and Kvaratskhelia every week. until the players are fit, and you can start against Atalanta with Kvaratskhelia and you will not regret it, in my opinion. Phil Foden sadly is injured, and at 8 million I would be avoiding. KDB as well, 8 million. I would not start with him, even though the fixture run is there. I think the fixture run is more optimal in the middle, where it's PSV, Frankfurt, Karabakh, and Copenhagen, Benfica. I wouldn't say it's an easy fixture, but yeah, especially in match day 5, I can see myself picking KDB, but for now, it's not going to be him. Nico Williams, sorry, a great asset, but he's the only one available from Atletico Bilbao as a good midfielder and a good attacker. Starting against Arsenal, not optimal, but Karabakh in 3 and Praha in 5 might be interesting to monitor. Barcola, great asset. I think now with Doe and Doe and Dembele's injuries, Barcola is nailed on that left wing. Even though there is Kankli, I would say that Barcola will play every week, and Barcola is a great asset. Pedri, good for man of the match rewards, but if you're spending 7.5, I think you can spend it a little bit wiser. For now, Pedri is a no-go for me. Martinelli, no-go. Eze, no-go, sadly. I don't know how they will set up, so I would be avoiding both Eze and Martinelli. Vitinha is a great asset at 7 million. I think that he is amazing, but yeah, I wouldn't say that. I wouldn't say that I would be opting for him. I think that Joao Neves at 6 million, you see him in a second, does the job a little bit better. Rice is a player that I like. So yeah, you might consider Rice instead of Eze, instead of Martinelli, instead of Vitinha, instead of Pedri. I think Rice with this fixture run can be a good asset to be added. Çalhanoğlu might be benched, so I would be avoiding for now. Adeyemi is rotated, so I would be avoiding for now. Lookman, not fit enough after missing the summer preparation, so yeah, not going to be going for him. Brandt, not optimal for me. Trossard, a complete no-go. I don't know where he will play. Olmo is a benching option for now for Barcelona, so he is an avoid. Sane is an interesting option, but he plays at Galatasaray. I don't know how good Gawa is going to be, but they have a nice fixture run from match day 3 onwards, especially at home. Bodø Glimt and Union, I think that they can have an okay run. Frankfurt away is not that tough, so genuinely they have a nice fixture run from match day 1 to match day 5, apart from Liverpool, so Sane not such a bad option. Doku for now is an avoid for me. I don't know even if he plays Rodri. In UCL, I don't think he will be that viable. Inaki Williams is just inconsistent, so it's an avoid. Kudus is an interesting option that I like and I recommend you getting if you have 7 million. And if you're looking for an attacker from Spurs, I think Kudus is the best option for now. Probably there will be other good options around that price point, but for now, I believe that Kudus is a really solid player to start the season. Villarreal, Bordeaux, Monaco and Copenhagen, I think, are a good start for the season for him. Elanga from Newcastle, I don't know how he will fare in UCL, and I just prefer Gordon over him, but Gordon is a good asset. Cherki is injured. Pedro Neto is nailed by the looks of it, but they just bought Garnacho, so how nailed exactly, I have no idea, so I would be hesitant to go there. And McTominay is a good asset to consider. So from the mid-priced option, McTominay, Gordon, Kudus, Sane, Rice, Kvara and Tulize are the only players that I might consider. So those are 7 players. And after that, we have only one that is good from the premium. So only 8 midfielders catch my eye for the price of over 7 million. So I think it's going to be interesting to monitor how it's going to be playing. But now let's start team by team and discuss all the players that we need to see. Starting with Ajax, the only option that I like a lot from them around the midfield is this guy Berghaus. I think that for 5 million, this guy can be an interesting asset, especially after match day 5. If Ajax are looking okay, we can opt for some of their players in our sides. Moving into Arsenal, I don't think anyone is worth mentioning. Yes, Merino, if he nails down the position, can be interesting because of him playing really well as a late arrival in the box. But with so many fit players, Zubimendi, Rice, Odegaard, and Nwaneri, Norgat is fit, I would be avoiding Madueke, Dauman, and Nwaneri. If they start as a starter, Madueke probably will start first game, but after that, I think it's gone. So I would be avoiding there. Atalanta, no one interests me at all from their team in the cheap midfielder bracket. When we go to Atletico Bilbao as well, no one interests me that much in that price range. Moving then to Atletico Madrid, the only guy that I like and I would discuss is this guy Almada. Away fixtures are tough, but home fixtures are easy for them, Frankfurt and Union. So if you're looking for a 5 million cheap asset, I think that Almada makes a lot of sense. Moving then to Barcelona, Gavi is cheaper, but he's injured. Fermin Lopez, no thank you. Frankie de Jong, interesting option, but probably no thank you. Casado is here, but yeah, I'm just not interested in any of those cheap midfielders. Going into Bayern Munich, Kimmich is an interesting option that I want to mention. He can play right back, he plays in midfield, and he is gathering up some points, so I enjoy it, honestly. Gnabry is an interesting choice. He plays every game and he's 6.5, so you can basically opt for Gnabry and be happy with his performances and be, okay, let's go for Gnabry. Of course, sometimes it's not the best option to go for a double attack from Bayern Munich, especially when considering that we don't have Harry Kane yet. But him as an option at some point during the season, I think it can work out. Currently, Olise, Luis Diaz, and Harry Kane are my favorites, but sadly, neither of them, Kane and Luis Diaz, make the list, and it's only Olise for now. So for now, I would probably steer clear. The rest of them I am not that interested in. Moving into Dortmund, here, apart from Bellingham, who is 6 million, I don't know who else is going to be an interesting option for me. But yeah, I would be just avoiding any midfielders that are lower at the moment from Dortmund. Moving into Benfica, I think there is one that interests me, and that is Aursnes at 5 million. I think that he plays most of the time. And Benfica have Karabakh. So if you want to start strongly with a Benfica player, this guy can be a real good player. He plays as a right winger, so I like him a lot. Of course, players like Sudakov, Luki Bao, they have Skeldrup, Ivanovic, they can all play. But for now, Aursnes seems nailed. So if you're looking for someone to just play match day one for you and it's cheap, I think that Aursnes is a very, very good asset. Moving then to Bordeaux limit, we have this guy Southness. Where is him exactly? Yeah, this guy is the only midfielder that is worth mentioning, but I will be avoiding Bordeaux limit players, at least for the start. Moving then up to Chelsea, Gittens is interesting option, Garnacho is an interesting option. If Pedro Neto is injured, probably Garnacho gets the nod always here. Something else that interests me, Estevao's price at 6 million. If he is nailed, yeah, I think I will be interested in Estevao, but for now, I think that no one is nailed in that Chelsea lineup, probably apart from João Pedro, but João Pedro is not a midfielder. Moving then to Club Brugge, here we have several options. Van Aken is an interesting one, 5 million asset, so I like him. He plays as an attacking midfielder. Then we go to Stankovic. He is their box-to-box midfielder, so I like him as an option. And another option that I like a lot is this guy Seis. He's their left back, but he scores a lot of goals and he's involved in a lot of opportunities. He can get some ball recoveries as he's playing as a left back. So for 4.5, if you're looking for a cheap enabling player that you don't mind and you'll be happy with whatever it gets, Seis is your guy. Moving then up for Copenhagen, what I can see is that I'm not interested in anyone. Even though they're cheap, I'm just not going to go there. Moving then into Frankfurt, here we have several guys that interest me. First of all is this guy Uzun, Can Uzun. He's a 5 million player that I like, so yeah, genuinely it's a good option. And the other option is for 5 million is this guy Bahoya. He's their left winger, but their fixture run is awful, so I would be steering clear from them. Moving into into Galatasaray as a next team. What I like here is Sara, that is playing as their attacking mid. So interesting option at 5 million if you want to risk it with Galatasaray players for 5. And the other option that they got is this guy Akgun. He's their right winger, so I think that it can be an interesting option, especially in 3 and 4 if you're looking to replace someone else cheap in your squad. I think that's a very, very nice option to go for. Moving then to Inter Milan, no one is interesting for me, sadly. Moving into Juve, I think the best 6.5 player in the game, Kenan Yildiz, is here. The fixture run is tough, but you can see at home Borussia and away Villarreal that they can opt for some goals. Elsewhere, I'm not that interested, but yeah, Yildiz, probably their best player at 6.5, is an amazing asset, and I might strongly consider picking him in my squad instead of some of the players there. But yeah, Yildiz is a good addition to the team. Moving then to Kairat, I think that we have one left winger, and that left winger is Gryomko. He's 5 million, but are you interested in Kairat at all? Because I'm not. Then we go to Leverkusen. I don't think that there is anyone interesting at the moment. We need to see how the new manager plays, so we're not going to spend a lot of time there. Liverpool, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Chiesa, Gravenberch, Jones, Endo, they're all midfielders that will play some role. Rio is an interesting option if this guy becomes a starter at some point. It will be amazing to have, but for now, no one interests me there. From City, we have several players. First of all is Reinders. He's a very popular FPL player, and I see a lot of people going for him instead of Haaland or together with Haaland. If you're opting for Reinders, I think is an interesting option, and I think the best option from City in midfield is this guy, Oscar Bob. I think that Pep believes in him a lot. They have a lot of injuries, so you can safely start the season with Oscar Bob at 6 million. I like him at all, a lot. Sorry, not at all. A lot as an option, but for now, I think that Haaland in my team is more than enough from that City team because it's expensive and I want to own some other players. The rest of the players are not interesting for me. Makaji, I don't know what he's doing here. He is now player of Nottingham Forest. Moving then into Marseille, I don't think that anyone interests me there. Yes, 6 million. Paihao is the most interesting option, but the fixture run, I don't think it's there. For now, at least Real Madrid is a poor fixture, but after that in match day 6 and match day 8, I can see myself picking probably someone from Marseille as they're looking nice. Moving then to Monaco, and here for me is the best 5 million asset in the game, and this guy Akilioce, I think that will be a very good addition to our teams. Bruges away, it's not that easy of a run. Then it's City at home, but it's City are conceding goals. Spurs at home, not going to be easy, but I think Akilioce for 5 million can pay out, and Bodo Glimt away. I think generally this is a tough run, so I might look at someone else instead of Akilioce, but for the money that we're paying, I think that this is an extremely cheap asset. Probably someone from Frankfurt can be making our way because we have their Bahoya as their left winger. Probably we can go for Benfica player to start the season, but if it's only for one game, I prefer Akilioce because I can keep him for longer term. Ahumada from Atletico Madrid is an option as of now, but for 5 million the budget is very limited, and us having such a nice player like Akilioce, it makes sense. Of course, Fatim and Aminu, they can all be option at some point, but for now Akilioce is just the best asset there. From Napoli, I think that Politano is heavily underrated. I know that he's not scoring a lot, so I think that's why he is not priced more expensive, but I still believe that he is a good asset to consider. From Newcastle, sadly, no starting wingers. Barnes or Murphy, if Elanga or Gordon are out, can be an option. Tonali 6.5 is expensive for me. Bruno and Joelinton at 6 million, I think that this is hell of expensive. Moving then to Olympiacos, I think that here with this guy Pneumoris, we can have a nice start. But if you're looking for a player only for match day 1, I think that this guy as a left winger can make your team stronger, especially against Paphos, but after that is Arsenal and Barca away, so I would be a little bit hesitant to go there. Here from Paphos, I want to mention someone, this guy Pepe is their penalty taker, so you have to take into consideration, but the fixture run and the team in general is not good. Moving then to Paris Saint-Germain, I think one of the best 6 million assets here is Joao Neves. He's a cheap option into that PSG team, and now with so many injuries, I see him taking more and more goal scoring opportunities, so I can see Joao Neves being an important part of that PSG squad, and he will only improve as he is very, very young. Moving then into PSV, we have an attacker, a player here that I want to mention. First of all, it's Perisic at 6.5. He plays as a striker for them at the moment, and he has Union and Leverkusen and then Olympiacos for them. So PSV might be an option. I don't know how good are they going to be, but yeah, they're an option for sure. And their left winger slash sometimes attacker is Van Bommel. So for 5.5, we can go a little bit cheaper and save some money here and there, and we'll be more than happy to start with him. But yeah, for now, I would say that probably still I prefer to start with Akilioche instead of him. Moving then to another player from Karabakh, of course. Karabakh, they have several midfielders. So Zobir, their left winger, and Andrade, their right winger. Leandro Andrade, player from Bulgarian First League several years ago. Now he's in UCL. Yeah, but Karabakh is an avoid. Real Madrid have a cheap asset in Arda Güler that I like a lot. You might prefer someone else over him, but I like him as an option as for now. And Mastantuono, if he nails down the starting row at 4.5, that is game breaking. Honestly, I just want to see if this guy keeps playing, and if he does, game breaking for me. Sorry, we continue to Slavia Praha. There we don't have anyone to mention. They're too expensive for my liking. Sporting is an interesting team because both Trincao and Pedro Gonçalves are options, especially to start the season with Kairat Napoli. Yeah, Napoli is not that easy to score against, especially away, but Kairat at home, I think that Sporting can have a winning start. Spurs here, I want to mention Xavi Simons, probably a strong asset that I can go for. I think that he's playing every game for Spurs, and I think that he will be good enough to deliver against Villarreal, Bordeaux Glimt, Monaco, and Copenhagen. I think I might risk it with Xavi Simons instead of some of my starting players. Another good option for now is Brennan Johnson, as he is nailed also, but I think Xavi Simons with Madison and Kulusevski injured is going to start every game in UCL, so I think Xavi Simons can be a shout. If you're looking for some cheap enablers to maneuver around your squad, then we move to Union. There is one guy, this guy Hatch. He is a starter for them, so I like him as an option. And last but not least is Villarreal, but sadly for now I don't think there is someone that interesting. Nicolas Pepe is an interesting option. Their best player Pino went to Aston Villa, so yeah, I would say that I would be not picking any midfielders from that side. So for now, from mid and for low price players, I like a lot of people, and I like a lot of the options that it gives me. Mastantuono, if he is a starter in that Real Madrid squad, lights out, but he's easily rotatable with Rodrigo. Arda Güler can be an option because he has started a lot of fixtures, but starting 3 Real might be an overkill. Someone like Xavi Simons is an interesting option. Joao Neves is an interesting option. Akilioche, 5 million, you can opt for some different players with a better fixture run, for example, from Frankfurt. If we return to Frankfurt and see their run, they start with Galatasaray. No, sorry, that's Villarreal. Yeah, they start with Galatasaray, so yeah, their fixture run is tough. Somewhere else around 5 million. Bruges, not optimal. Benfica can be a good option, but for only match day 1. The same can be said about Sporting. The same can be said about Galatasaray, I believe. Let's go and check. No, Gawa have Bodu, Ajax, and Frankfurt, so you can risk it with some Gawa players, but I am not exactly well versed into the Turkish league, so I honestly just prefer Akile Oce to be in my team, and risking with someone like Xavi Simons might be an option, but it might be too risky for my liking. This will be it for me, guys. I think that the midfielders is a brilliant spot. I think that in the cheaper bracket there are a lot of amazing options that you can go for, which allows you to spend heavily in attack. Apart from Yamal and probably Ulize, I don't think anyone else is as exciting as an expensive option as them. So yeah, I would be probably picking them 2 and 3 cheap asset. Probably at 6.5, 6 and 5 million will be the price ranges that I go. I would probably keep João Neves and Akile Oce, so looking to swap Güler, looking to swap probably in defense someone like Akanji, Anton might be under some rotation, but overall Dortmund defense surprises us sometimes, and for 4 million you cannot expect a lot from all of the defenders. Of course, if you can bring someone like Sporting defender for 1 week and then rotate it around, it may work out better. And of course, Kenan Yildiz may join the team as well instead of Arda Güler, who is a great option. I like him a lot. All set pieces from Juve, he is just brilliant. So yeah, this is going to be the end, guys. If you enjoy the content, don't forget to subscribe to the channel. The league code is up there. I have a community league, I have a Discord link in description, and I have a premium league that you can Revolut me, PayPal, or join as a member, advanced member of the channel, and you'll be receiving the code for that league. So, all in all, I think that, yeah, I can leave you there. Tomorrow we will be uploading the final analysis of position being the forwards, and after that it's going to be draft after draft and analyzing what we can do and how you can do it the best. Thanks so much for watching, but for now I'll be heading out. Bye.